What's the dealio, man? What's going on? Get back, bro. 3 times. Active, all that ish. Don't even worry about the lighting. It's about to get bright in a second. I just turned the lights on in this motherfucker. Anyways, I want to talk about this, right? So, if you don't know this, I don't think I've ever told my YouTube this, but I'm a Reddit man. I be going on the forums because I like to see what people say. I can't help myself. Sometimes I know I sit back and tell myself, like, man, these people, they just going to say the same thing. It ain't worth nothing. Why am I even checking to see what they going to say? But I still look just because, I hope to see that one person who got a differing opinion, something of difference, not just going up against what everyone else is saying, all the commies, all the normies, whatever you want to call them. But basically, I went on Reddit and this video is basically why I think if you getting into the Yakuza series or Ryu Ga Gotoku, whatever you want to call it, why you shouldn't start with Zero. I don't think Zero is a good starting point. And I'm gonna tell you what I think is a good starting point. And a lot of people are going to disagree. This is just my little unpopular opinion. I think it should be more popular if you just take a second to think about it. Like these people don't even care about the narrative of the game or like the intricate details. They just say, oh, well, it's the prequel, so obviously you should start with it, right? Okay. Well, I'm about to tell y'all something right quick. That ain't always the case, especially with Yakuza. Yakuza is a special case. You don't want to start with Yakuza 0. Like, I was going through playing. I just restarted a new game, and I'm doing it on my channel. But I was doing a little speed run, and as I was playing the game, the side stories and all that stuff like that, things in that game are preluding to other games. And if you not like a history, like if you're not like a Yakuza vet, like if you haven't played like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 0, you're not gonna get like a majority, like 99.9% of the stuff, really all of it. Honestly, if I'm just being real, I'm just gonna keep it being like you're not gonna get anything they're talking about. Characters that are referenced from other games. Now I'm just gonna say spoiler alert for anybody who damn, should I do spoiler alert? Because I want to talk, because there's going to be some people who haven't played 0, and they're going to come to this video like, okay, why should I play 0 first? There's going to be people who had played 0, and then, so I'm just going to say it like this, right? I'm going to get to my spoiler section second, but right now I just want to talk about why it's not a good deal for all y'all people who haven't played any of the games yet, and you're thinking about starting with 0. Don't do it, right? What you want to do is find a way to get the original Yakuza 1 and start with that. If you have to emulate the PlayStation 2 version and do it that and play it on your PC, go ahead and do that. A lot of people is too lazy. A lot of people say, oh, that's too much work. I just want to get console gaming. It ain't worth it, bro. You're going to have to get yourself an emulator. You know what I'm saying? Get you a nice PC, get you an emulator, and play the original first game, second game. Because a lot of people say, well, Kiwami's just an improved version of 1. In some aspects it is, not in every aspect, and I could talk about that right now. Like, see, Kiwami has the problem where it uses Yakuza 0 as a reference point for like most of the things that goes on in that game. So Majima everywhere, he's a special case, since Majima was a playable character in 0, and most of the fans, if not all of the fans that came in from 0 are going to go into Kiwami. They're going to be wondering why Majima was so different from the original, so they had to change him up. That's literally the only reason why we have Majima everywhere and why Majima is so goofy and out of character compared to his original presentation, from the original PS2 game, is because it wouldn't make sense with the Majima we've seen from 0, and that's not the first game's fault, it's 0's fault. I really don't consider Kiwami Yakuza 1. Kiwami, to me, is more like an expansion pack DLC of Yakuza 0, to be honest. Like, it's Kiwami and Yakuza 1 are really two completely different games. They just got like really the main story, the main story with some tweaks. And it kind of like gives you different views on the characters, but all I really say to that is it's kind of like different it's a different representation of the characters, really. Like, if you play the original games and you haven't played Zero or One or nothing like, I mean, or Kiwami or nothing like that, then it works. You know, if you play Yakuza 1 by itself first, then it works. Not only does it go more into detail about the Tojo clan than Yakuza 0 does, and all the characters like why Kiryu respects Kazama, you know, why Majima, like, when you play Zero, you're supposed to go into the mindset like, wow, Kiryu and Majima are so different in this game than how they originally are. If you go into Zero first, you're not going to get that, you know. You're just going to be like, okay, this is how they are. And then when they change from that into the rest of the series, you're going to be like, wait, what the heck? But if you remember in Zero, Kiryu, first of all, he's the first thing he's shown, he's beating up some dude for really a petty lick. And it's not even for the Yakuza, it's for the, what's that dude called? Toko Credit. It was from some petty money shit. He nearly killed the dude, like, and like you know what I'm saying, to the point where they could frame him for murder. You know, that ain't some shit Kiryu was going to do in the following game. That's because he's a different character at that point, you know. And I know I said I will keep a spoiler section when I said, man, y'all was going to have to bear with me. You know, I don't even have to explain Majima. Like, I really don't even have to go into it. If you play that game, you know that is not Majima. That's before Majima. That's something else. But all that is to say is, it's going to ruin. Not only is it going to ruin it for you when you go into the further games, because until you get to like 5, it's going to be way less content, right? You know, as far as things to do in the game is. And it's going to be, you just want to start with the chronological. For your Yakuza series, you want to start with the chronological order of the release. You don't want to start with the prequels. You're going to be confused about a whole bunch of things. You're going to get like all the references. It's going to go right over your head. Characters that appear, you know, Ryuji, you know, Ogita, all types of people that appear, you know. That were in previous Yakuza games, you're not going to even get none of that. And I watch people's playthroughs when they start with Yakuza 0. They don't know who the hell these people are. It's because you started with this game. It's way more fun, or it's way more exciting when you play the previous games and you go to 0 like, oh shit, look, oh yeah, that's the dude from, oh yeah. And instead of you just going into Yakuza for the first time, you not knowing who the hell no one is. Now let's talk about this Nishiki thing, right? Because a lot of people say like 0 gave Nishiki more. It gave him more impact than Kiwami, right? Like, you felt more for him. And I say bullshit on that, nigga. First of all, Nishiki and 0, the time you spend with him with Kiryu, it's barely, you get like the first, like, beginning of chapter 1, y'all singing karaoke or whatever. Then the plot kicks off, and you barely with that dude. You barely with Nishiki. The only other time I can see where it was like, the only 2 times I can see where you really like hanging with him and shit like that, and it's some powerful shit, is like when the ending of chapter 5, when they having like that whole sad ass scene in the forest, and then the when him and Kiryu both ripped the jackets off and they got the incomplete versions of the tattoos on their back. That's the only other time you really bonding with Nishiki. And other than that, Kiryu was by his lonesome. You're not really bonding. It's not like you could just call Nishiki up on your page or some shit like that, like you could do with the girlfriends and say, hey bro, you wanna hang? You can't even do that. So I don't even get what these niggas is talking about. Oh man, and Kiwami is so much more impactful. It's really not, bro. If you watch the original canon of Yakuza 1 and you watch Kiwami, they just added a couple of cutscenes to make you feel bad for him and shit, which I still didn't feel bad for him. I really didn't. Me personally, I didn't feel. I mean, maybe that just comes from real life experience, but I don't feel bad from people you give your all to and they just cross you over. You know what I'm saying? You do everything for them. You give them the clothes off your back. You know what I'm saying? Giving these niggas shoes, all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Making these niggas feel at home, and then they just double cross you with a snap of a finger. I just have too much real life experience for that to be able to relate to Nishiki in any type of way. I don't care. I don't care what type of sad ass backstory y'all niggas try to draw. You don't put that shit on me. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who was there for you, my nigga. Someone who you didn't even visit in jail. You know what I'm saying? Even though they took the fall for you. You know, yeah, people really feeling bad for Nishiki. This nigga, he was being envious in Yakuza 0, honestly. You know, he always had his jealous moments. But anyways, that's just my subjective opinion. I'm just gonna get right back into it. So yeah, like Yakuza 0, they really didn't flesh Nishiki out like all these people are making it out to be. Majima, they ruined his character. They flanderized him too much. They flanderized him. It makes it. It's the opposite effect. They didn't like add to his character. They took away from it because now after Yakuza 0, that's the high point. You can't start with the high point of his character and then the rest of the series is just dropping it. And that's what it is with Majima. Like from after that point, it's just with that nigga's character. It's just terrible. Like. I'm just keeping it real. Like Majima, man, that you can't start with the high point of him, bro. Like the fans of Majima, they gonna be so disappointed when they play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to see how he's getting treated. It's because he was never really meant to be that way. They just thought to give him some more character. I don't even know why they thought to give him such a deep story and make that a prequel. You know, like if you going like up his characterization, why not do that shit in like I don't know, man, like a dragon or some shit. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's too late at that point, but do it in 6 or 5 or one of these games. You had the perfect time to do that. That wasn't a prequel because now when we go into Yakuza 1, you got to change your whole story up and give us Majima everywhere. Else it's not going to make sense to these new players while he's fucking demented and psycho or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They had to make up a whole, oh yeah, that's just his mask. You know, they had to make up so much shit for him to not seem out of character, or you know, it's just messy. It's just messy as hell. So I recommend you playing it the right way and playing 0 after 5, and that way when you see Majima like how he is, you gonna wow, what the fuck? You know, instead of trying to like connect that bridge at the end of 0 and 1 and figure out why he made the change that he did, and you just jumping through all these fucking, you know what I'm saying, loop-de-loops and shit, trying to make a connection. Don't subject yourself to that, you know, that pain. So what I suggest is stop being fucking lazy. The era of console gaming is dying anyway. Get you a fucking get you a PC, get you a PlayStation 2 emulator, and get Yakuza the original. And then get Yakuza 2, and then that's when you can get the Yakuza 3 remastered of 4 and 5 on whatever consoles, if you still pressed about consoles, and then play 0. That's how I suggest you doing this shit. Don't start with 0. You're not gonna have it ain't gonna be as impactful for you. You know what I'm saying? I started with 0. Nigga, when I got to 3, I was like, what the fuck? Nah, when I got to Kiwami 2, I was already getting pissed off. Kiwami 1 was already like, but I struggled through Kiwami 1. Kiwami 2 was fucking me up, dude. Like, and then I had to go from that shit, the Dragon Engine, to 3. I was like, bruh, this shit is kind of wacky. You know what I'm saying? This huge leaps of gameplay I'm having, and then the digress of shit that I'm having to reverse back to the old shit. It's too struggle to go in the you know what I'm saying, the numerical order. It's too, you can't do it, bro. Just don't, man. It's weird. It's really weird, bro. It's I'm telling you now, man. Like, you don't want to keep having instead of like the engines going up and you noticing like the jumps they're making as they progressing through as they're making the games. You don't want to play like you don't want to start with the prequel and then like wondering why the gameplay features is declining and then like, you know what I'm saying, going up again and then going down again. You don't want to do that shit. It's awkward. It feels weird. It's like if you started with GTA 4, like that was your first game, and then you did Vice City, and then you did San Andreas, and then you did GTA 5, and then you did GTA 3. Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, don't do that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or if you started with like the FF games, like if you started with the best F games, like the best Final Fantasy games, like if you started with FF 7, 6, and then 9, and then you started with 1 and 2, don't do that shit. Don't do that. You don't want to start with the best first. It's weird. It's weird, man. Like it's really weird. You know, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? They having to change because the problem with prequels is no matter what happens or how it ends or what the story is, they can only do so much because it has to lead into how the original game was or how the original starting point of the series was, you know. So there was so much they could do with Yakuza 0. You know, they couldn't kill off certain characters, you know. They had to introduce whole new characters, you know. They couldn't they couldn't make certain characters more diverse than they already were. You know, they couldn't like they had to make a huge leaps of logic to like try to explain why this character ended up being this way and why this character ended up being that way by the time the first game happens. It's too fucking much. And then in Kiwami, like, since Kiwami came after Zero, like, not the first game, Kiwami, the remake, they try to like put in a whole bunch of things that happened in Zero to like give you like remembrance and shit like that, when even though that none of that shit was in the original. Like they having Kiryu remember Mr. Shakedown and shit in one of the sub stories. And then what's another thing they doing, like when Kiryu sitting down with Majima, they talking about back in the day when he used to have a cabaret, we used to run a cabaret club and shit. Like, it's just it really panders to Zero too much. Like it leeches off the success that Zero had instead of being faithful to the first original game, and it kind of loses what made it special. You know, they changed the music up, and the problem I have with remakes is if you're gonna have new music, at least give us the option to keep the original music as well. You know, that's why PC, you gotta mod your own music. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why the original music, I mean the Kiwami music isn't as special as Zero's music, is not because the first game's music was bad. It's because they missed the whole point of the original music. You know what I'm saying? The first game took place in like mid 2000s. That's why the music was rocky and edgy and I mean, well, why it was rock and edgy and dark and had that like underground feel. You know what I'm saying? That it had that vibe of the 2000s, the mid 2000s, just like Yakuza 0 was the 80s. Like they both got their separate time periods. You know what I'm saying? With Kiwami adding techno music and remixing the old soundtrack, it don't feel right because that's not the time period of techno, nigga. That's the time period of dark, edgy rock. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't fuck up the original game, man. You can't fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? The same with the second game. The second game had better remixes in my opinion, but still, I rather some old music. Like, I rather the old scattered moment. You know, that's just me personally. I like a couple of the new music, but some of them shit's not. But yeah, man. So they missed the whole point of it being original. You know, I missed the grainy dark redder that came with the PS2 blur that the original Yakuza had. You know, Kiwami, you know, man. First of all, the game is too damn green. I saw somebody's video and they was talking about that shit is too green. I agree. You know, it's too damn green. Some of the shit that they added with the bosses don't even. Each boss in the original game used to be like special, like where you had to do certain things to take them down or whatever, or certain things to protect yourself with, items to pick up. Now they all got that same like, first of all, they rip off moves from old bosses, like from previous games. So, you know, Kiwami's a remake, and before Kiwami you had the original Yakuza, and then original Yakuza 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and 0. So in Kiwami they took a couple of fighting styles from the bosses in all those previous installments and tried to put them in the bosses in the first game. It really don't match, you know what I'm saying? So like Shimano got Shakedown's fighting style and shit like that shit does not match, you know. Instead of having their own thing, you know, they changed that shit. They made them harder than they needed to be. The fights drag on way too longer than they need to drag on, you know. The game is way grindy now because they took the upgrade wheel from Yakuza 0, but without the money. So now you gotta grind XP to get like to feel this huge ass XP wheel, this experience wheel where it usually just used to be the bars and shit like that. It's like, man, nah. Play Kiwami, but play the original Yakuza first, and then go 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. And then Kiwami, if you still want to play the remake. Don't make the remake, because the remake, first of all, the remake doesn't do the original game justice. You know, people got to learn to appreciate the first game, and you're not gonna appreciate the first game if you play the best game in the series first, and then you go to Kiwami 1. You're not gonna learn to appreciate the first game like that, because it's not only does it try to leech off Zero, and it's like a half-hearted attempt, because they added Pocket Circuit, but it don't got the same feel as the Zero Pocket Circuit do. So they added a couple of things from Zero. It don't got the same feel as the shit from Zero do, because the Zero was his own special game. It was his own new game. Even though it was a prequel, it was his own new game. Kiwami is just like an expansion of Zero with Kiwami slapped on it. They couldn't call it Yakuza 1 anymore, so they just came up with a new name for the remake. Fuck that. Kiwami 2 as well. Yeah, man, don't listen to these naysayers who say you have to start with Zero first. If you want to start with Zero first, by all means, go ahead. But I don't recommend it, man. I seriously don't recommend it. You're not getting the experience the right way. You're gonna be really hard pressed if you play it for the first time. First of all, until chapter 3, you're gonna be bored because you're not gonna appreciate Kiryu's character, because those first 2 chapters, especially the first one, it kind of drags on for a little bit. But it's really not supposed to be that way if you know who Kiryu already is and all that. You more interested in seeing what's going on with the Dojima family in the 80s, before he gets killed. Like, how powerful was he, before he gets killed in the first game and the Nishiki family takes over. You more interested in seeing, what's going on with the Tojo clan in the 80s. You're not really worrying about, you just jumping into a new thing if this is your first Yakuza game. You don't know what the hell is going on, and you wondering when shit's gonna pick up. That's how it be when you first get games like that, man. Especially story-driven games. You just wondering when shit's gonna get to pick up, when you gonna get to whip someone's ass. You're not really paying attention to what's going on. But you could learn to appreciate it, because I did actually. I did. I was one of the ones, like I said, I started with Zero, and then I went back. But yeah, man, you gotta play them original, man. You gotta play the original ones, man. Learn to appreciate them. Keep old gaming alive. So what if it's got the controls or the camera motion is hard, man. Keep old gaming alive. We need old gaming to stay alive anyway. You know what I'm saying? All these DLC packs and shit, multiplayer packs and shark cards and loot boxes and all this nonsense and all this game passes and PlayStation Pluses and memberships and shit like that. Y'all niggas is subscribing to. Y'all really want that shit to stay alive? Serious question. Do y'all really want that to stay alive? I'd rather we go back to the old days, honestly, or at least a PC gaming, because these niggas is trying to juice y'all pockets, and y'all let them. Just because the game looks pretty like a movie, y'all want to keep getting y'all pockets juiced? Y'all want y'all shits to get V8? Nah, nigga, not me. But yeah, man, that's all I really had to say, man. You don't have to start with Yakuza 0. I don't recommend you do. You would learn to appreciate the game. You appreciate Yakuza 0, or Yakuza 0, however you say it. Yakuza 0 way more if you start with the order of release. And anybody who's got a problem in the comments with this video, anyone who disagrees, let's get into an argument war in the comment section. Come on, let's do it. You and me. I could defend this point all day. Y'all can only say the same things. Oh, well, you'll learn to appreciate Kiwami way more if you start with Zero first. First of all, man, like I already said, I'm about to end this video because I know I'm kind of rehashing the same points, but like I already said, Kiwami is not Yakuza 1. Kiwami is a Yakuza 0 expansion pack. That's all it is. It's got the same story as 1, but it ain't Yakuza 1. It don't got that Yakuza 1 feel. You can only if you play Yakuza 1, or if you watch the video or play Yakuza 1, you only know what I'm talking about. If you have it you don't know what it's like unless you played it for the first time, man. The music, the atmosphere, the camera switch up, all that shit. It's different than Kiwami, man. Kiwami takes up your time. Kiwami has you walk down the street and get attacked by mobs every 15 seconds. You can't say that's Yakuza 1. You can't say it's Yakuza. It's two different games, it's two completely different games to me. I don't care if the story follows the same. That's just like that would be just like take GTA Definitive Edition. Take San Andreas GTA Definitive Edition. You gonna compare the PS2 version That's like saying, man, you shouldn't play the GTA Definitive Edition. I mean, you shouldn't play GTA San Andreas on PS2. You should play GTA Definitive Edition San Andreas. You know what I'm saying? Because the graphics in it, it's like a remake. A non-complete remake at that. You know, with less heart put into it. You know what I'm saying? Things being taken out. You know, bugs. You know, needless features. You know, it's just like that. You know, like, they both the same thing, but one of them's got more heart put into it because it's the first one. Learn to appreciate the first one. Learn to appreciate where something came from. Instead of saying, oh, it's old. And that's not just for Yakuza, that's for anything. I'm tired of these naysayers that saying you can't go back. You know, just because it's not nostalgic for you. Because, ooh, I missed out on that. I didn't grow up with it, so I can't fuck with it. Oh, well, the graphics on this thing. I can't fight on it. Oh, now hold on.
You can't even do certain moves on this one. Why is Majima so serious? Huh? Why is he so serious in this one? Why does he want to hurt Kiryu? I don't get it. Oh, the English dub is terrible. There's too much cussing. Oh, there's too much cussing. Where's the Japanese? Oh, where's the Japanese dub at? Oh.
That's what you niggas sound like. Niggas caring about Japanese dub. Man, Yakuza was about to die in the West. If it wasn't for Yakuzas, y'all niggas in the West was about to let Yakuza die. And now all of a sudden, y'all acting like y'all care about a Japanese dub? The hypocrisy for you niggas. Y'all was about to let these niggas die at Sega, man. These niggas was dying. They was going out. They pockets was on E. Like, for real, like, these niggas was like, man, please, if Dead Souls was like, all right, man, Yakuza Dead Souls is failed. We about to just go out of business. You know what I'm saying? Japan is flourishing with Yakuza, so it's about Japan only. And then they you know what I'm saying? Then a couple of niggas begged for Yakuza 5 to be released on PS3. Them the real heroes. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
Oh, the English dub. All the swearing.
You soft-hearted ass people, man. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all. Y'all have no say in this. Y'all was about to let y'all favorite series, y'all so-called favorite series that y'all praising right now, y'all was gonna let it die. Y'all ain't even know about it. Y'all was gonna let it die. Y'all ain't even know about it. So I don't want to hear nothing from y'all, man. Please don't let anybody on these Reddits or any of these forums or YouTube channels, wherever they at, don't let them tell you that you have to start with Yakuza 0. Don't let them tell you this. Don't let these niggas tell you that you can't appreciate the classics. You know what I'm saying? The classics, I mean, these games weren't bad and we're about to go out of the business on the West because, you know, they were bad games. They were about to go out of business on the West and because you can have all these fucking American stupid ass niggas on these forums calling this shit a Japanese GTA instead of calling it what it was, its own game. So don't let these niggas back then in 2005 and 6 and shit when it came out and it was about to die and these niggas feeding y'all false information and y'all niggas fell for it. Y'all fell for the bait because y'all was so hyped up on the same game, GTA. Y'all niggas were so hyped up on the same shit. And now that it's flourishing, y'all want to come over here and try to defend y'all stance. Defend y'all opinions back then by saying, oh, well, the voice acting is bad. Shut the fuck up, okay? I'm just being real. Shut up. Y'all niggas have no say in it now. It's too late now. It's too late for y'all to say anything. You know, it's too late. That wasn't even y'all argument back then. Y'all argument back then was that it was a GTA clone, but just Japanese, which really... Come on, if you play the Yakuza series, you know that two are none alike. So really, these people are idiots. They just say whatever the hell they like. They just say what everyone else is saying, like sheeps. So don't listen to none of these people. Don't listen to none of them. You know, start with the original PS2 Yakuza 1, then Yakuza 2, not the remake Kiwami, 2, Yakuza 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5, and then you could play 0, like the happy fucker you wanted. Like the happy fucker, you want to play 0, don't you? Yeah, you gotta wait. You gotta wait till after all them 5 games, nigga. You gotta wait, nigga. It's a prequel. You could wait. You know what I'm saying? You could wait. You could wait. But, Yeah, man. Like, yeah, just hold out for a little bit, man. The best got to come in midway. It has to come midway. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, that's my stance on this shit. You know, this video almost 30 minutes long. I'm over here ranting and shit. But anyways, man, get back raw 3 times active. Blurry 2K game, man. Let me know how y'all feel about this one. If y'all disagree, man, we could war it out in them comments, boy. I'm ready for you. But anyways, man, let me get up out of here, man. Get my food on, get my grub on. I'm out. Peace.